Hey YouTube, this is John. We're going to do a quick box opening today and a quick little setup of the Rockville RTP32W Totems. These are totems for lights, perhaps speakers. They come in with white scrims, black scrims, so let's open them up and take a look. So this is the way the box came. It's pretty heavy. I would say this is at least, yeah, it says here it's 45 pounds. I believe it. It's a lot. But it's got those plates in it, so that is probably where the weight is coming from. So let's start by opening up some of this tape. There's a lot of it. So it's all wrapped in plastic. It's got the foam on either end. And these are the two sets of legs that it comes with. 1, 2. Here is the instructions, the white scrim, the black scrim, the carry case, that's nice. Oh, 2 carrying cases, that's right. One for the legs and one for the plates, top and bottom. And here's a box. Sounds like hardware. We'll open that in a second. And here's the box with the plates. So I did get the white version. They do have a black version. The black version, I'm assuming, is exactly the same, except the hardware is black. Here's the top plate. Metal, pretty sturdy, pretty heavy. And the bottom plate. So again, bottom plate, heavy, kind of sturdy. In this light, which I have big LED shop lights in here, I know it doesn't show on the camera, but it really kind of looks off-white, just slightly. Yeah, looking on the camera, it definitely looks white. But here it just looks a little bit off-white. That's fine. The exact measurement of the bottom plate is, we'll call it 19.5 inches by 19.5 inches. And the top plate is about 11 3/4 inches by the same, 11 3/4 inches. There's even a hole right here so that you can mount a light or a speaker or whatever you might have. You can mount it here so that it has some security from falling off. Bunch of Velcro, bunch of white Velcro here. And then all of the screws, keys to lock the legs to the plate. And then the cross members to help make this thing secure. Whoop. So I am going to put this together off camera. It's pretty simple. The legs just fit onto those notches. Yep, this way. Just like that. And then you take one of these pegs, one of these screw things, and just put this in like this. And then this holds this down. So it's got these, which you would pull to raise and lower the leg. Ooh, that's a squeaky sound. Again, I'm going to look at the instructions. I'm going to put this together off camera, and then we'll take a look at how sturdy it is. So now that it's assembled, this is the lowest it goes if you use the latches. But even so, there's still only about an inch in there. So from the base, The base is maybe a 1/4 inch thick. This is at 38 1/4 inches, so that's as low as it goes. Also, when I was first looking to set this up, I did it a little bit incorrectly. When you set it up, you put these braces in between the base and the screw, so they go from one set of legs to the other. And then the same goes for the top. You put these braces across. Another thing is, if you didn't want to use these thumb screws, which, if my experience tells me anything, these are probably wear out, inside of the hardware package, regular bolts are in there for you to use an adjustable wrench or something like that. That's almost 6 feet here. Look at the handy dandy tail of the tape. And this comes in at 68 1/2 inches tall. For a moving head, that's probably pretty good. For a speaker, probably the same. That's what I plan on having 4 of these. 2 for speakers and 2 for moving heads. Now, how sturdy is this thing at full height? I mean, it's got some wobble to it. I've never used a real truss, so I don't know how to compare it. I assume real trusses might be a little more sturdy than this, but it's just a little wobble. I don't think this has anything to do with the weight of the base. The base, I'm actually standing on it right now, so I don't think that's an issue. I think it's just the nature of having these, 4 things with no supports down the middle. But it's pretty good. I'm not going to complain. So let's lower this back down a little bit. One of the things that was nice about this is there's a hole up here in case you want to secure something like a moving head or a speaker. And here's what they came up with as part of the hardware package. They have a speaker pole. So we unscrew this. This fits on, just right up there, and then this goes in from the bottom. And now you have a nice stub for your speaker to sit on so it doesn't go walking all over the place. Here's one of the ways I plan to use it. I've got my Yamaha DXR10s, and they'll sit just like this. Now, I would probably have these up higher. I like to get these above most people's listening so we don't kill people. These things get ridiculously loud. So I do like to have these above. So I would probably put this up. For the moving heads, I don't know if 6 feet tall is enough. So for the moving heads, we try to get those up higher. I might consider getting the taller ones of these. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how this works out. I did want to point out something. I made a mistake earlier when I said it's very hard to adjust this. Well, it turns out, since I'm a dumbass, that when you pull this ring out, you can turn it sideways so it's not in that little loop right there, or that indentation. And that will allow you, if I pull this one, to move these up and down without having to do all kinds of crazy finger gymnastics to get that done. So that was my fault. So that's actually very cool and makes this much, much easier to raise and lower. I'm switching to voiceover mode here so that I don't get a copyright strike because I'm playing music in the background. So the point of this is so that we can see what a moving head looks like on top of one of these things. And you can see the torque from this American DJ Focus Spot 2 does cause this thing to wiggle. And while I don't think it's a safety issue so much, it doesn't look great, in my opinion. With the scrim on, maybe it doesn't look so bad, but it's clearly moving enough to be distracting, in my opinion.